You ever noticed the moment someone decides they figured you out? You can almost see it happen in real time. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a subtle shift. They lean back slightly, coffee cup hovering midair. Their eyes soften, but not in the way you'd hope. In a different way, the kind that mixes pity with discovery. Like they've solved you. And then it comes, almost gently. Wow, you've had quite a hard life. I hate that phrase. Not because it's false, but because it reduces. It compresses. It flattens something that took years to form into a sentence that takes seconds to say. I hate it with a specificity that probably tells you more about me than any backstory ever could. Because imagine this. You've been working on a puzzle for years. Not one of those small, rainy day distractions. A massive one. The kind that takes over your entire dining table. Months pass. Sometimes years. It demands your time, your attention, your patience. You learn its patterns. Piece by piece you build. Some days nothing fits. Some days everything clicks. And slowly, almost invisibly, an image begins to emerge. Not clearly at first, but enough to keep you going. And what it's becoming? It's beautiful, complicated, layered, full of color, light, shadows, things you don't fully understand yet, but you know they belong. It's the kind of image that only makes sense when you step back far enough to see it whole. And you're proud of it, not because it's finished. It never really is, but because of what it's becoming, because of what it took to get it this far. And then someone walks in. They don't step back to take in the whole thing. They point to the corner with the missing piece, the one you lost somewhere along the way, or maybe never had to begin with. They don't see the sky you spent months assembling. They don't see the figures slowly emerging from the chaos. They don't see the way light moves across the surface, depending on how you look at it. They just see the gap, and somehow, that becomes the story. That's what it feels like your entire existence gets shrink-wrapped into the hardest thing you've been through. Everything else, the humor you sharpened to survive uncomfortable rooms, the awareness you built from paying attention when no one else did, the discipline you forced into your bones when motivation wasn't enough, the personality you grew into without permission or applause, the perspective you earned the hard way, all of it fades into the background, and the focus circles back, again and again, to the fracture. You stop being a person. You become a summary, a headline, a story people can carry away neatly. And that's where it begins. Not with who you are, but with what happened to you. And the strange part is, people don't do this maliciously. They do it warmly, genuinely. There's concern in their voice, tenderness even. They think they're seeing you. They think they're connecting. But they're not meeting you. Not really. They're meeting a version of you built from fragments, a reconstruction, a ghost stitched together from things you said, maybe a little too honestly. The moment you answer one question just slightly deeper than usual, the moment you let one detail slip out that you usually keep folded away, something shifts, and immediately, the air changes, the tone softens. You feel it before they even say anything. That quiet recalibration behind their eyes, the careful way their words start to land, measured, adjusted, filtered. They're no longer talking to you. They're adjusting around you, managing you. And there's a difference, a subtle one. But once you notice it, you can't unsee it. You stop being the person across from them and start becoming the story they'll tell later. I met this guy. You won't believe what he's been through. And you already know how it ends, because you've heard it before, in different voices, in different rooms, the same summary, repackaged. You always feel it on the walk home, that slow rewind of the conversation. Every sentence, every detail, every door you open just a little too wide. Why did I say that? Why did I let it go there? Not because you're ashamed, not because you're hiding from anything, but because you know what comes next. The box. That quiet, invisible box people place you in once they think they understand your context. And what bothers me isn't the acknowledgement of difficulty. It's the shrinking, the way a full, breathing human being gets compressed into something digestible. Hard life. That's not a person. That's a caption. And I think what I've always wanted from people, something much simpler than that. To be met where I am, not excavated, not analyzed, not reduced to a timeline. Do I really need sympathy for something that has already shaped me into who I am? Something that didn't just break me, but built me? Because the truth is, my life could have unfolded differently. One conversation, one decision, one location, one moment shifting slightly, and I'd be someone else entirely. That's true for all of us. But I wouldn't be this version, the one sitting here, having these thoughts, saying these words, and I don't resent that. I don't rank my life as good or bad. It's just the ground I walked to get here. So when someone says, "You've had quite a hard life," they're not wrong. They're just looking at the wrong thing. They're seeing the weather, not the person who walked through it. And maybe that's all I'm trying to say. Not that the hard parts didn't matter, just that they were never the whole picture. Because no one is just the missing piece. No one is just the corner someone else decided to focus on. There's always a whole image there, still forming, still shifting, still becoming. And maybe real understanding doesn't come from trying to solve the puzzle too quickly, but from sitting with it, letting it reveal itself, without rushing to define it, without needing to label it, just being there long enough to see it whole. So wherever you are right now, I'm glad our paths crossed for a little while. Take care of your mind, guard your heart, and don't rush the questions that take a lifetime to answer. Until the next time, peace be with you.